Okay, we're the huge movie fanatics, continuing our Nightmare on Elm Street series franchise review with Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. Okay, basically you have the exact same thing that happened with Friday 13th Part 2 here. It was basically Rob Shea, who's pretty much the head honcho right at New Line at the time. I don't know if he still is, whatever.
New Line's no longer around, so
okay, yeah, well then whatever. So that answers that, but he was at the time. So he said, okay, this Nightmare on Elm Street made money up the wazoo. We're gonna do 2, obviously. So Nightmare on Elm Street 2 has this complete and total. Don't break that, please.
I'm not breaking. It's breaking.
Yeah, okay. It's got copyright 1984. This is a collector's item, 1984. So don't pull ropes, please.
Okay, sorry.
If you notice, I lent it to a kid back in the day when I was young.
Yeah.
And he must have been sitting watching TV with it, and he's chewing on the frickin'
That's irritating.
So Matt, don't chew on it.
I won't chew on that.
I'm gonna be watching you. So.
You're stupid.
Money was on Rob Shea's mind. Nothing but give me money. So Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Wolverine Strikes Back, or Freddy's Revenge, is a perfect example of basically a studio guy saying, this makes money, let's put Freddy in it, I don't care, Freddy in it, killing kids, and this is this. And what do you think about that?
Oh, I was just going to say, he wanted to make money so bad. Robert Englund wasn't even originally cast as Freddy Krueger.
Holy cow, I didn't know that.
That Never Sleep Again documentary I referenced last time.
Oh, yeah.
They break down for about 15 minutes for each movie. Like, it's a good long while on each movie that they do the documentary about. Bob Shea was like, it's a dude with so much prosthetics, he might as well be wearing a mask, it doesn't matter. So they cast a stuntman, and you can totally tell the scenes the stuntman is.
Yeah, he's
like bulky too. Like
he's
they
in the
cast
shower
Jason
scene.
Voorhees. Yeah, he's in the shower scene, and he's so bad and so mindless that they were like. Bob Shea was finally like, okay, we got to get Robert, and they called him up, and he apparently got a large sum of money because originally they didn't cast him, so he was like, he used that to his leverage.
You want me? Well, it's gonna cost you.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I didn't. Oh, actually, yeah, I did know about that because the bulky, the guy who just walks in the shower.
The only scene that is not Freddy-like in any of the movies.
Is that the only scene with the guy in it?
No, he's in a couple of scenes, but that's like that is so awkward. The movie has grown to be like a homosexual like fantasy kind of movie. Like it's been gone down in history as the gayest horror movie ever made, and it's fascinating to watch because I never watched it that way when I was a kid. I just watched it as
me either.
As a Friday the 13th, God, it's because we did the Friday the 13th movie. It's a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and when I watched this documentary, I was like, holy crap, they picked out every single scene, like the 2 guys wrestling on the baseball field, pulling his pants down, exposing his butt, and the writer of this and the star of this were both gay, and they totally saw it that way.
Oh, it was written that way?
Yeah, and the director, yeah, it was supposed to be that way, kind of like a gay kind of.
Because when I look at a documentary, well, I don't know. I don't think the director knew. Did the director know?
No, the director is clueless, and he's like, I can go back now and I can see it. But he's like, I didn't know. And then they have the screenwriter there, he's like, yeah. Yeah, that was intentional. Oh. That scene where he's like dancing.
Yeah.
That was all him. And same thing with the lead actor, he's like, yeah, I knew. Like, they both were very conscious of the fact that that was happening. Just to kind of like
sleepaway camp, just
not necessarily to freak people out or anything.
No, I don't mean that, but just
like,
to be different.
Just to be different, like, I mean, and there's really no other kind of movie like that. And when you know that, like, I mean, you watch the movie in a very different way, and the quality for me jumped a little bit once I saw what the writer's intention was and whatnot. Now that the director just blindly was making it gayer and gayer. I use that term not in an offensive way, but that's how they referenced it in the documentary. So I feel comfortable saying it because they did. But it becomes the most fascinating movie of the franchise in a weird way. But the problem with the movie is the studio greed. Like I actually like the idea of the movie. Like,
which is what?
If you're not going to have Nancy back, Freddy's forgotten and he's been destroyed. Well, somebody moves into this house and they discover Nancy's diary. Well, that's how you remember Freddy again. She probably was writing about Freddy.
The Nancy diary thing was cool.
That was great. Like, I think if they were to make a sequel for the, God forbid, for the remake, I think they should take that approach, but actually like really focus the idea well. Like, this movie had the idea, but it wasn't necessarily focused, and there was so much studio greed there present that it couldn't really come to fruition. They had weird things like with heat in the house that's really awkward, and the birds going crazy and
exploding birds. There was a lot of generic, just nonsensical crap.
It's the only one that doesn't feel like a Freddy movie.
Yeah,
like as the whole, or on the whole. I did like the heroine in this, and I like that this is the only one that has a male lead, and that was kind of different and unique, and I kind of liked that. And he was good, and so was she. Freddy has, like, the only scene that really was kind of great with Freddy was he has when he finally comes to life, he's like, "You are all my children now," like, which was so cool. I like that. And then he's just blindly running around, slashing him, and it's the stupidest thing in the world, just like watching Freddy go berserk on all these little kids at the party, or the teens at the party. Like, it devolved very rapidly. I think this is, for me, the worst of the Freddy movies, even though it has some of the stuff I like a lot best in the movie. It sort of expanded the lore, but it didn't really go anywhere with it, and it just... I would have made a movie with Nancy, but if you're going to make a movie without Nancy, this was actually a decent first step. Too bad, like, there wasn't a whole lot of consistency with filmmaker, writers, actors, producers, certainly, and it's very felt. I did kind of like the ending of the movie where Freddy gets burned again, and you see him sort of, like, burning and melting.
What do you feel about Freddy growing out of Jesse like that?
It's strange. That was, again, the writer was like, there's a man inside of him kind of thing. That's, like, it was a subtle, like, he knew it, like, he took the movie sort of as a little bit of a joke, the writer did.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, oh, he's gay, he's gonna have a little man inside of him kind of thing, and so then he peeled away, and I thought that was kind of neat. It's neat visually, but it doesn't make any sense. The whole movie sort of loses its, when he's reading from this diary, it should have provoked Freddy to revive in the dream world, not revive in the human world kind of thing. And it only haunts him for whatever reason, and then kills random living people in the real world. And it just doesn't make sense. And the weird coach thing who's in, like, leather spandex at the bar, and he gets slashed in the back and all that kind of stuff.
Naked and whipped in the
whipped in the shower,
One thing, what did you think about the opening? I thought the opening was, like, great. Like, you don't like that, the dream? I thought by opening with such a, which wasn't necessarily a dream on the school bus, and then having it go off, get more weirder and weirder to the point where it's like, the earth's falling away, okay, this has got to be a dream, there's Freddy. I thought that was cool, and then having the main character, introduce him that way, and have him wake up to that dream at the beginning of the movie, I thought it was a great way to start it.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't really impressed with that. None of the horror of the movie really worked. What worked was, I think, just the idea. The concept of the movie I liked. And I liked the heroine and the male lead. Mm-hmm. And the fact that it was a male lead was kind of unique for the movie itself. But yeah. I don't know. I'm going to...
Stars?
I'm going to go 2.
I think I'm going to concur. I think 2. I think it's got competences, but for so much of the ridiculousness of it, that it's got to be 2 stars.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Freddy's Revenge. Oh shit! You got to say. You got the body.
Yeah, you got the body.
Wait. Freddy voice.
You got the body. I've got the brains, and then he peels back. That was a really great special effect, one of the best.
Yeah, it was a good. It was lit very well.
It was lit well. One of my problems with the movie is it was awfully dark. I'm assuming is this one? This one's on Blu-ray, right?
Yeah, 2 and 3. You can buy 2 and 3 together.
Yeah, on Blu-ray, and I would assume that might change some of that.
I got them.
Because the first time I saw it on VHS it was so damn dark, I could not see anything, and my dad was like, well, he got burned at the end of the first one. Maybe that's why he looks so dark. Like, we were trying to figure out why. But it basically, like, Wes Craven's horror movies, they're scary, but they're also kind of well lit, which proves that you can be scary in broad daylight, as he proved to Scream 2 and Randy. But yeah, this one was just overly dark that it kind of bothered me. So that's it. Okay.
All right. Happy dreams.